Good evening, I'm saying Julien. Here's what's to come on Even News Nightly News. Donald Trump's administration is considering plans to wind down its coronavirus task force, and LSU will hold a virtual commencement ceremony to celebrate the 2020 graduates on May 15th at 10 a.m. And motorcyclist is dead following a crash on LA Highway 35 in Katy Parish. That's what's to come on Even News Nightly News.
This is Even News Nightly News with Even St. Julien. Streaming to you from Mere, Louisiana.
Good evening and thanks for joining us. Off the top this evening, President Donald Trump's administration is considering plans to wind down its coronavirus task force as early as this month, a major shift in the White House strategy for responding to the greatest health crisis in a century. Vice President Mike Pence, who has led the group since it was created in January, said Tuesday that the work of the group will be transferred to other parts of the government, including the Federal Emergency Management Agency. That could take place this month or in early June, he said. Trump, who was traveling in Arizona, one of his first 4 weeks outside the White House in months, linked the decision to end the task force with his broader desire to reopen the nation and recharge its economy. LSU will hold a virtual commencement ceremony to celebrate the 2020 graduates on May 15th at 10 a.m. Grammy Award winner and Lafayette native Lauren Daigle, who is known for her hit song You Say, will sing the national anthem virtually. You can expect messages from others such as the LSU interim president, board of supervisors, chairperson, plus more. For more information, visit evennews.net. The resolution that Louisiana's GOP state lawmakers hope will strip the governor of his power to make rules during a public health emergency is up for debate tomorrow. The resolution filed by State Representative Blake Muguez last week is on agenda for the House Committee on House and Governmental Affairs meeting tomorrow at 1 p.m. last week. The Associated Press reported that Louisiana's Republican state lawmakers are considering the extraordinary step of trying to override Governor John Edwards' emergency decision-making, even as President Donald Trump on Wednesday praised the Democratic governor's response to the coronavirus outbreak. At the time, the Associated Press reported some GOP legislators, primarily in the House, are trying to rally support for a legal maneuver that would allow them to overturn possibly some or all of the governor's disaster orders and proclamations related to the COVID-19 disease. The talks were an outgrowth of Republican displeasure with Edwards' 2 weeks extension of the statewide stay-at-home order until mid-May. The resolution was filed by Muguez and was read by title yesterday and sent to the committee for handling. A motorcyclist is dead following a crash on LA Highway 35 in Katy Parish. State police says the crash happened just after 7:30 p.m. on May 4th, 2020. Troopers responded to the two-vehicle fatal crash that occurred on LA 35 at Standard Mill Road in Katy Parish. The crash killed 38-year-old Richard John Koch of Rain. An investigation revealed that the crash occurred as Koch was riding a 2001 Suzuki motorcycle southbound on LA 35. At the same time, another vehicle was traveling eastbound on Standard Mill Road. The vehicle failed to yield and was struck by the oncoming Suzuki. Despite that fact that he was wearing a DOT-approved safety helmet, Koch received fatal injuries as a result of the crash and was pronounced deceased at the scene of the Katy Parish Coroner's Office. The driver of the vehicle was properly restrained and was transported to a local hospital with minor injuries. Welcome back, and good news. A principal in North Carolina made sure that even in his time of social distancing and stay-at-home orders, each one of his seniors got the recognition they deserved, with a sign and a little love from the school and community as a whole. Terry Wallace, the principal at a West Craven High School in North Carolina, and a group of teachers drove to each of the school's 220 graduating seniors on April 27th to congratulate them in person as a class of 2020. As he showed up to each student's home, Wallace wore a cap and gown and carried a sign bearing the graduate senior class photo. The principal deserves a Grammy. What a good story. And finally tonight, I asked people to send in pictures of what they're doing while quarantined. They're quarantined, and today we're debuting Avery McNabb and her brother, Cade McNabb. They are in Mere, Louisiana. I'm sure they're from Mere, Louisiana, but they're doing an activity. What a great activity. Looks like some fun. Thank you for sending that in. And if you would like to be debuted on Even News, you can send in your pictures or videos to Even News on Facebook or eSt.Join@evennews.net. Thank you for joining us tonight, and thank you, Avery, Miss Tanya, and Cade for sending in that picture. We'll see you back here tomorrow at 6:30. I'm Even St. Julien.